Today is the 11th of a new month. It's already been over 30 days plus since Hurricane Dorian left the people of Abaco homeless, jobless, stateless. But it added another dimension to me, made me motherless after I lost my mother after a battle, after the roof fell on her in Dundastan, Abaco. Going back to Abaco is mind-boggling, it's depressing when you see very little has been done by the government. I am one of those persons not never ever looking for government to do anything for me. I ask what I can do for the government. That is why Kai Mills is very careful of what I say, what I do, because I want to involve myself with our Member of Parliament Darren Henfield, the Prime Minister, Hiram Lewis, my cousin Silbert Mills, Bishop Silbert Mills, that's on the board. I want to get information to send out to the people of Abaco, because the people of Abaco, after 5 weeks, have very little information. Down there, they wanted me to be their spokesman, wanted me to say this, wanted to say that, wanted to say other things. I want an advice person. There's no point in saying to Kai, are you running again? Because you all missed the ball on that twice. What you didn't know that I was running to be your spokesman. That didn't happen. Now I am the spokesman for Darren Henfield and the government to try to help to get Abaco running. I'm not sending anything hateful. Trust me, there's a lot of stuff, that truthful, hateful stuff, but you gotta remember, in this political field, you say some stuff, you become enemy. Although it's truthful, nobody wants nobody to shine light on the truth. I can do that. I have been doing that. I want to work with the government. You see, 2 years ago, I sent out some videos which was truthful and trying to help persons to get the information, because I recognized that all the wealthy people in the world got their wealth through information, direct, truthful information. That's all I've been doing all my life to help. And what did that got me back then? It got my vehicle burnt down while I was sleeping, almost burnt my house down with my mother. After my car was burnt down, the government sent me to jail for 10 days. And for 2 years, 2.5 years, I have been going to court for aiding and abetting nothing. I am still in court, still paying a lawyer, and I have not seen any Abaconians in the court. They made sure empty the court, and myself and my attorney is the only one in court. He is the only one that I hold any allegiance to. He has been with me from day one to day now. All the Abaconians that are looking for me, for the answer, trying to play the role of the Member of Parliament, I will assure you and direct you to Darren Henfield. He is the MP. He is also a minister in the government. So if y'all can't get no answer from him, you pretty much can't get no answer from me, because I'm in the same boat that you are in. Also remember that Darren Henfield had sisters and brothers, nephew and nieces that are in this also. So he also has bloodline. And I hope, for God's sake, that Darren has reached out to his nephews, his nieces, his sisters, to assure them that there's some hope there. Because basically before last week, this week I met with Darren, give him some ideas, and I felt very confident and felt very a part of the process that he has sent his car for me, and I sit down and give him some ideas. The first time we've spoken since the hurricane, and I reached out and told him that there's more have to be done. One simple thing that I reached out to that haven't happened is we need persons on the ground cleaning up there in Hensfield's biggest constituency of Central Pines and Dundas and Murphytown. Because Bama said I brought the jet and the jet's filled with persons that just going back for the day to try to find a place to stay. I was one of those. And all the people that helped me is not being Bahamians, going back and forth, it's being my American friends. And I just want to say thank you to them. That simple gesture, and I saw that they had something out that put your stuff in the front of the road and somebody will come and pick it up. That haven't happened 5 weeks later. That's simple thing that could happen. The other thing, I was on the docks, 50 pound of grits, flour, sugar sitting there, not getting to the people. And then where are the people? Who are the people? We understood that the airport was closed down in Marsh Harbor, so all the stuff went to Treasure Key, and all the generators, the stuff that they really need is generators, they went north. Basically, the people that didn't have that kind of damages. Some did, some didn't. Most of them didn't. We had most in Marsh Harbor, Dundas, Murphytown. I understand that the government has to clean the mud. But I want to assure persons that if they were not Bahamians, they didn't vote for Darren or James. We need to see some help from this government helping Bahamians. Everything and all the attention is being given to Haitian and Haitian community. That is disrespectful for me as a Bahamian, that I'm a taxpayer. And the government of the Bahamas got trucks and stuff in the mud, cleaning up the mud and the peas was gonna take months. So we have to sit on the sideline to have our communities. Who told them that only buddies are in the mud? We got buddies in Dundas and Murphytown. How do you know that the buddies are not in Dundas and Murphytown and Central Pines? Did you go to every house there? No, but you kicked down every house in the mud. We need that same kind of help in my constituency of Dundas Town. And I hope that that happened. I went home, I got it out of the place, and it was so disturbing that the Jamaicans, they were the only one that I saw there for 2 weeks, so the armed forces, the Jamaicans are cleaning up our airport. The Jamaicans are cleaning up the streets of Marsh Harbor. They didn't go to Dundas and Murphytown. They come all the way from Jamaica, while our defense force is up by Maxwell's in the air condition. They got one little military bus playing with their guns and showing off their guns. That's all I see from them. But I heard the Jamaicans before they evacuated yesterday. I saw them and I salute them leaving. And they were in the place that they had all the generators. I had 300 generators. And you have to listen very carefully when Jamaicans are speaking to Jamaicans because they have their own dialect. They speak very fast. And they were saying and talking about how when they left the distribution center, they had 300 generators. And when they came back, 150 of these generators disappeared. Well, the Jamaicans is not stupid. They said there has to be a check and balance. So they're not going to sign paper when they came back the next day and 150 generators disappeared in the night. The Bahamians, they said the Bahamians that don't have no integrity, they have to sign for these papers. They're not going to sign their name because the Jamaicans recognize that they're representing the country of Jamaica. And they are not going to sign off on 150 generators disappearing because the Bahamian Defense Force that don't have no integrity, they took the 150 generators. What the hell did they did with 150 generators in one night? Where did they send them? Where did they keep them? How come there's no checks and balance between the Bahamian Defense Force and the leader, whoever is in Abaco? How can this happen? I have a brother still in Abaco. can't get a generator. 5 weeks later, when 150 generators that the Bahamian Defense Force was supposed to be guarding disappeared, and they tried to put the blame on the Jamaicans, but the Jamaicans were smart enough to count. They could count from 1 to 300, and they recognized that 150 generators disappeared, and the people of Dundas and Murphy and Mashaba got not one of those 150 generators. And there have been no internal investigations. Yesterday, the Jamaicans left with this information. So who is going to investigate when the Jamaicans try to reach out to whoever in charge of the Defense Force and Abaco at the time to say that your own people is stealing from your own people after a hurricane? This is unacceptable. To date, we cannot get generators in Dundas Town, Murphytown, and Mashaba after coming up on 6 weeks. This is one of these Kai Care video trying to work with the government to help my people, because I have to be on the forefront of helping my people. Kai Cares on this Saturday in Nassau, trying to go back home once again.